Hey, welcome to tonight's class. I'm Jeremy Kennedy, and I am excited to have you here tonight. I'm going to share with you some of the best information that I know, and in my all of my knowledge, as far as getting yourself out of being in a rut or your current situation, whatever it may be, and transforming it into a whole new situation, a better situation for yourself. And I'm going to talk about some mental ways to just completely change your thought processes on everything. And also, I'm going to give you a solid business core structure that you can follow. And it's agreeable by many that it is the best business model in the world, on the planet. And I want to start out by saying a lot of this stuff just comes from years of experience in learning that it is the right way. You may have even heard some of this stuff before. But what I'm doing tonight is I'm filtering out all the noise and all the BS of all this culture and this world of internet marketing that we get sucked into in this world of confusion that everybody goes through when they first get in, or even if you've been trying to get at this for years and you just can't seem to figure out what the hell you're doing wrong. That's what we're going to cover tonight. And I also want to invite you to keep an open mind and to take what I say very seriously tonight, because it's dead on serious. This is not your typical hypey whatever. This is the real deal. If you want to completely change your life, follow the guidance that I'm going to give you tonight. So everybody excited to dig in? Give me a yes. Make sure you can hear me and see my screen. Give me a yes if you can hear me, if you can see me, and if you can see my screen. You should be able to do all three. Just give me a yes in the chat box so I know that everybody's with me and we can continue on. I know I got several people in here, so I should see multiple yeses. Multiple yeses. I got one yes so far. Let me get another yes, and I'll continue because I want to make sure that more than just one person. Okay. We got two yeses, so we're continuing forward. By the way, I'm not going to pitch you anything tonight because you already paid for it. So this is all content. All right, now I'm going to just dive over here into a outline that I made for you, and we're going to cover this outline in good detail tonight. And before I dive into it, I want to give you just a super brief bit about myself, just so you know where I'm coming from and that kind of thing. So I got started in the online marketing thing in 2012, and fortunately for me, I didn't have to struggle too long before I figured out the right path, or at least got on the right path, and eventually got my way to the top. And I've had definitely some big failures along the way. But what happened to me in 2012 was I was able to quit my job using a lot of the information that you're going to learn tonight. I was able to quit my job, fire my boss, and never turn back again. And ever since that point in time, I've run my own business online, and I've controlled my own time. I've controlled my own money, my own job. And that's the beautiful thing about this, is that you get to control it. And that's a very important thing. When you work for somebody else, you're not in control. So we're going to talk about some of these topics tonight. And I started out doing, I've had so many jobs that it's hard to even list off. It's probably easier to tell you what I haven't done as far as jobs go. I've done retail, construction, truck driving, office work, telephone sales, all kinds of stuff, deli work, restaurant work, all kinds of stuff. Okay. And that is to show you that it doesn't matter your background. It really doesn't matter your background. You can absolutely do this. And I was able to walk away right after I had a newborn son. Believe it or not, we moved to Oregon right after, like a month or two later, after I had my newborn son. And it was a scary thing. And at the time, I was actually working for a company where I was able to work online for them. And then I figured out this internet marketing stuff. I stumbled upon what was called the Warrior Forum a while back, and some of you may have heard that. And I found the information I was looking for. I got excited that this internet marketing and making money online thing was possible, and I started doing things. And we're going to talk about all the things that part of what I was doing. Created my first course, and it just shot up from there. We're going to get the ball rolling tonight, and we're going to talk about more stuff than besides me. Let's start talking about you. So let's dive into the content and go through here. So I've called this class the gold. And the reason I called it the gold is because it's the absolute golden knowledge, what I consider to be the golden knowledge if you want to get yourself on the right path. And the first and foremost, we hate sometimes to hear the word mindset. I know when I'm about to watch a class and they start, all right, let's get your mindset right, I kind of cringe. He's like, okay, I don't want to go through this. Give me the meat and potatoes, right? In this particular class, that is a lot of meat and potatoes, because the mindset in here, your mind, is the most important thing of this whole process. The rest of this junk is just, it's already kind of figured out for you. You just follow the process. We got to tap into your brain, though, and change the way that your brain is working and that your brain is thinking. And when you change that, make that change, anything becomes possible to you. Anything, including what we're going to discuss today. And so I'm excited to dive into this with you. So we're going to talk about unscrewing your mind. All right, and let's just zoom in here. So unscrewing your mind all starts with one thing. And don't let this sound too simplistic. It starts with thought. With a thought. Now think about this for just a second. Everything ever that was created by mankind, everything on this earth that is here and in existence from man, all started with the stupid, simple little idea in some guy's brain. Some average Joe Schmo, nobody, had this little bitty idea and could turn into revolutions. Everything in existence started out with a thought. And you really got to think about that for a second. Everything that is done is produced by thought. Everything in your life right now is happening because of the way that you previously were thinking, because of your mindset. The things that you think have a tendency to come true. And we'll dive into this a little bit more. And I'm not trying to get all hocus pocus on you. This is scientific fact, all right? When you start thinking about things in a certain way, and you realize that your thought controls what happens in your life, there's a reason for that. Anything is possible once you realize that. But your thought puts you on that frequency of doing the things you want to do. And let's talk about decision, because decision is the biggest roadblock for 99%, I'd say 99% of people that continue to fail, that continue to struggle, that can't figure it out. Their problem is decision. You're not able to decide, and you're not making the decisions. Now you might say, well, you know what? I decided I want to do this, but I don't have enough money right now, so I'm going to do it later. That's not a decision. You haven't decided. And I'm going to talk about decision because I referenced this from Bob Proctor. I was going through some of his information a while back, and I started applying my life, and this really core concept really hit me on the head about the deciding. He was talking to a couple that said that they wanted to buy a home. And Bob said, well, go buy a house. And they said, well, we don't have any money. And Bob says, well, you don't need any money. You haven't made the decision to buy the house. You don't need any money. You're not going to buy the house. You haven't made the decision to buy the house. The difference is when you make a decision to buy a house, you'll figure out how to get the money. And here's the key difference between making a decision and not making a decision. When you make a real decision, you're committing 100% to it, and you're not thinking about the roadblocks first. There is no but. I'm going to do this but, or I'm going to do this when. The when is never going to come. You're never going to get enough money. You're never going to have enough time. You're never going to be, it's never going to be right. I'm going to do this when I get enough money. I'm going to do that when I get enough time. I'm going to do that when I finish college. I'm going to do that, after I start college. That's not a decision to make things. That's an inability to make a decision. To make the decision is to say, I'm going to go to college. I don't have the money, but I'm going to go to college. Done. That's it. I'm going to go to college, which I don't recommend you go to college. I'm going to buy a house or I'm going to buy a car. I'm making the decision today to buy that car. You're going to figure out, no buts about it. You're going to do it. You figure out, your brain jumps to a whole nother wavelength, a whole nother set of vibrations. And it's scientifically proven. Everything around us is built on vibrations. And our thought, this is so true. I can't tell you, Bob hit the nail on the head with this, with your thought is vibration too. And your thoughts get in vibrations with other things. So on a different level, success is on a different level of vibration than, failure. All right. And if you're always in that failure mindset, which is, I want to buy that car when I get enough money. That's a failure mindset. That's a failure vibration. Your brain will always think that way. You'll always be stuck in that loop if that's the way your brain thinks. All right. When you make that decision to buy that car and you say, I'm going to buy that car. Nobody's going to stop me. I'm going to buy that car. Your brain literally jumps to a different frequency. And I'm not kidding. You could say, they'll show you on, brain scans and stuff when people have interactions where bing, this one lights up and this, where it wasn't lit up before. And your vibrations and your frequency of your brain actually starts to work in a different way. You start thinking of the solutions to the problems instead of thinking of the problems after problem. See, a lot of people get stuck in the mindset of, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I'm going to buy a car, but I don't have the money. I don't have the time. Those are problems. I'm going to buy it, but here's the solution. I'm going to buy a car. Here's how I'm going to get the money. Here's another way I might could get the money. Here's another way I might could get the money. See, that's what your brain switches to and starts doing. It starts looking for the solutions instead of the problem. And so when you unscrew your mind, and it starts with that thought, when you unscrew your mind and decide to make decisions that you are absolutely going to do what it is that you set out to do, your brain becomes a problem solver instead of a problem producer. And so once you can make that mental shift, everything that you want to do in life is available to you. Because your brain can figure out everything that we want to do has already been done. If you think about that, everything that you want to do in life pretty much has already been done, unless it's some really big, like completely game-changing thing that the world has never seen. Everything that you have done has already been there. The path is already there. The way is already there for you to get where you want to go. But you just got to get your brain to think the right way, to say, that's where I'm actually going. Now I can start looking for the solutions to my problems to get there. And let me tell you what, when you've made that decision, what's been happening in my life since I've started applying this is shit just starts to happen. And like even weirdly, almost in a magical way, I can't tell you how many times I have been shocked where something has happened that is aligned with my goal. Once I've made that decision, no kidding, stuff just starts falling into place. Even without you thinking about doing any, even if you haven't done stuff, so to speak, it's weird. It's just stuff you start to pick up on certain things and it starts to happen. And so you really have to get that decision mindset. I'm going to stop for just a minute here to make sure the question box is okay. Everybody's kind of on board. Is everybody following me so far? Does this, Does this resonate with anybody? Give me a yes in the chat box if you're resonating, if you're understanding, if you're following. If you think I'm full of bull BS, you can tell me that too. But I kind of want to just see where everybody's at. Yes, okay, we got some yet. All right, good. This is really important. I know it sounds like sometimes it sounds like hoopla, and sometimes it just sounds like repetitive. But you don't. It's hard to even describe how powerful this is. Once you can get this down, there is no stopping you. Now let's talk about an enneagram for a minute. What is an enneagram? Enneagram is actually personality types. And the reason I'm bringing up enneagrams is it's very important to find out who you are as a person and what drives you, your personality characteristics, and so forth. Enneagram is a system of personality tests. It's used by psychiatrists, psychologists, and people that are regularly diagnosing people and having to treat people from a health behavior standpoint. And what the Enneagram does is there are 9 different personality types, and it is absolutely insane how accurate these are. You can almost think of it like astrology or something like that, where people or the Chinese. I can't think of the Chinese fortune. Astrology is the best example I can give right now, but it describes your personality. But Enneagram is very, very detailed. It's all based on scientific evidence. It's not based on the stars and the moon align. Okay, this is built upon decades of psychologists coming together to create a system of personality types. And everybody, just about 99% of the people on the planet fall into one of these personality types. I invite you to go and Google the word Enneagram. And there are websites that are out there. The top results will give you some of the best sites out there that will help you find your personality type. And once you find your personality type, I want you to go through and read that. And it's going to break you open. It's going to make you very self-aware of some key aspects. And I invite you to continue to dig and continue to read more and more and more about your Enneagram and your personality type. And the more you learn about yourself, the more you're going to learn about which path and direction and way that you want to go in life, and the things that you're passionate about, and the things that truly matter. Now, not the things that we say, oh, I'm passionate about, dogs. No. We're talking about the raw, dark, things that fill you, that just electrify you, all right? Those are the things we're looking for. Those are the kinds of goals that we're looking for that electrify you. Even if they're a little bit weird, they're a little crazy, other people don't understand, those should be at the forefront of your mind. And you want to dig those things up and pull them out of yourself. Enneagram is a great way to get started on that by learning who you are. Very, very important. And that will even can help in a later part of this course as well. When we talk about finding your passion, we're going to go, this is a great way to get started. You'll be able to figure yourself out. Now let's talk about a morning brain ritual. Before I do that, let me just pop this back open. I might have had some more. All right. Morning brain ritual. Let me pull out my book. I want to pull out a book real quick. There's something I do every morning, and it's extremely powerful. All right. Number one, I write down things that remind me of my goals, and I write down inspirational, and I write down a daily plan. We're going to get down to the daily plan and stuff like that, and how to organize your time and how to stop procrastination, which is my biggest enemy, procrastination for sure, and how I was able to overcome it. And so let's just talk about a few things on the morning brain ritual. So a couple things that I do. Let me just pick a page here. Here's actually a blank page that'll work, so you don't have to see all my nitty-gritty stuff. All right, right here you can see it says legend page. All right, and I have these core elements in my life, in your life. You have these core elements in your life. They're health. You can write this stuff down too, by the way, because it will help you. Health, family, wealth, work, personal, and relationship. All right, those are the core areas of your life. And when you focus on these core areas of your life, your whole life begins to change, because now you're not just focused on, it's easy to get just focused on work. And I just got to make more money. I just got to make more money. I just got to make more money. It's really easy to let that just consume you, right? You need to be working on all of these every single day. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The things that I put up here, after you go through your Enneagram, you want to sit down one day, tonight, and really go through and write down for each of these, write a separate piece of paper, or maybe even on the same piece of paper. And I want you to put your pen on that paper for health, okay, and put health goals, and then put family goals. And I want you to go through there and write down as many, keep your pen on the paper, all right? Keep your pen on the paper. There's something weird about writing on paper, and there's something very electrifying about just writing these things down and keeping your pen on the paper and letting you write these goals down. Okay, so what's the most important things? Write 10 things that are most important in your life for health that you want to do. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to get, whatever it may be. I want to get in shape. I want to build my muscles. I want to eat better. All right. And be very, very specific. I want to lose 10 pounds, not just I want to lose weight. And be specific with your time. I want to lose 10 pounds in 90 days. All right. And just write until you can't write anymore, and just let your brain, and the more raw and crazy it is, the better. And I want you to go through that list and write for each one of those. Do that. And what's going to happen is after you've done that, and especially it really starts to get hot down here as you keep going further and further down, because your pen is moving and your juices are flowing and you start to get electrified and you really start to think, and this, nobody else is going to see this. Don't show this to anybody else. That's why I'm not really showing you my stuff. Look, believe me, I do this stuff, all right? I've got pages. I'm just showing you a blank page because you're really not supposed to show anybody this. So this is for you. It's for your personal benefit to electrify yourself and identify what your real core, true, dark goals are for yourself that nobody else needs to be concerned with, because nobody else understands. They don't understand. They really don't care. They're going to try to tell you to do it their way. Forget about that. Keep the stuff to yourself. And that way you can also feel free to write as raw and as crazy. The weirdest, craziest stuff that you can think of is the best things that you can write, because that's the raw you. That's the real you. And that's what we're trying to break down into. I'm sorry if this is going to be a long session, guys, but you paid for it, and I'm going to try to make it worth it to you. But this is what you want to do. And you want to do that today or tomorrow. You know, I understand it's late. First thing tomorrow. Get down and write these down. It's not easy. All right? It's going to take you a little time to do this. I did it. It was not easy. It was not easy. Read your Enneagram first. That will definitely help you. But once you do it and you make yourself do it, you're going to be very in tune with what you want to achieve. You're going to be very in tune with your goals for each one of these things. And what happens is, after you've filled up this page with health goals, you filled up a whole page with health goals, and you can't possibly think of another health goal, you're going to take a new sheet of paper, fresh sheet of paper, and you're going to circle 1, 2, or 3 of those goals, all right, that are the most important to you. And then from those 3, you're going to pick one and you're going to write it on a fresh sheet of paper. All right, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So me just share with you work. Some of the things that, oh no, here we go. I'm going to share with you something kind of personal. Under wealth, my final page, you can see I started out writing goals down and let the pen flow. And wealth finally turned into make 100K profit in the next 90 days and pay off my tax debt. Everybody owes taxes. I don't know that much in taxes. I just want to hit that financial goal for certain reasons. But, you know, that became a core, that was a while back, that became a core fundamental goal for me. And I knew then once I did that, I could then go and break down the process of how to go and do that. All right. And so it's very important. And by the time you get done, I have to cover some of this stuff. It gets personal, you know. You're going to have all your goals written down on a single page like this. All the top #1 goals. All right. Health, family, wealth, work, personal relationship. You're going to have all those written down, and you're going to know what you want to be working towards every time. And you're going to go through this process. If you complete one of those goals, which you will, and you'll do it way faster than you thought possible. I promise you that. If you actually do this stuff, it's going to happen so fast you won't believe it. And it'll blow your freaking mind. I'm telling you, stuff that happened that I thought would never, ever, ever happen has happened because I've been following this process. And I mean, just amazing things that I can't even explain have happened because of this. It's magic. It's almost like magic. And having this stuff on paper, it's almost like, I don't want to say it puts it out into the universe, but it makes it a real thing, and it makes it real in your head to achieve these goals. So that's how you can unscrew your mind. Now, the morning brain ritual is what you want to do on a daily basis. You're going to write down on your legend page every day. Let me do this a different way. You've got all those categories, and you're going to write down your category goal, and you're going to do that every day, a list, and then right under it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to write down 5 things that you are thankful for. All right, and really think about thankful. And if you limit it to 5, that'll really make you think about the things that you are truly thankful for. And I'm going to give you mine so that you can have an understanding of what kinds of things those might be. I'm thankful to be alive. I really am, you know. I'm thankful for my 2 children. Really, I'm thankful for my children. I'm thankful for you know, my mother and my father and my family, the people that love me and the people I love. And I've got a couple more things that I've got written down here that I'm thankful for. And reminding yourself every day of those things that you're thankful for, writing this down, gosh, it reinvigorates you. It really does. It rejuvenates you. And the next thing you're going to write after that is a quote that inspires you. All right? A quote that inspires you. Mine is, "The future is yours. Go out and make it." Find a quote that really inspires you. And you're going to write that down every day. And then underneath that, you're going to put your next major steps. And you're going to write 2 to 3 of your next major steps that take you to your core goals. So if your core goal is to buy a car, what is your next major step to buy that car? You know, is it going to the, you know, ATM to pull out the cash? Is it creating a product to sell so you can make some money to afford it? Is it thinking of a title for your book, for the book that you're going to create? You know, what is that next big move that you're going to make that can take you and move the needle towards that goal. What is that? And write those things down. Only 2 to 3. Do not overdo it. You have to really focus on 2 to 3 things a day, because you can't. If you overstress yourself, you won't be able to do it. All right. The other side of this, we're going to talk about in another section, which is unscrew your time, and we're going to dive into that here in just a moment, and that's going to continue with my book here on how to keep yourself on a daily focus. But that's your daily brain workout. All right, and let me just go over that quick one more time. So your morning brain ritual, you're going to write down your core goals for each category: health, family, wealth, work, personal, relationship. Then under that, you're going to write the 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you're thankful for. Underneath that, you're going to write a quote that inspires you, and underneath that, you're going to write 2 to 3 next big moves that you've got to make. And we're not talking about a task by task basis. We're going to handle the tasks in the your tasks in the unscrew your time section. This is major moves. These are moves, things that'll move the needle for you to get towards that next milestone. And that's going to help you. Doing this every single day is hard, first of all, to make yourself sit down and do every morning. But once you get in the habit of it, it will absolutely change everything for you. It will change your life. It starts you out fresh every day, reminding you of where you need to be focused on, and zooms right through all the bullshit. Because a lot of people's morning starts out with, what am I going to do today? And you might have a job, a 9-to-5 job. You go do that 9-to-5 job. Then you come home and you might say, what do I start on to start on towards my goals? This keeps you on track, and you have to do it every single day. If you don't do it every day, you'll stop doing it. And I can attest to this, because all the time I used to stop doing it, and you have to make yourself do it. And I'll tell you a little secret to make it yourself do it. And this will also go into unscrew your time, is to get a calendar. I don't have a calendar with me. My calendar's at home. I'm actually at my retail shop. Get a calendar and X out, put an X over every day that you complete your task, that you do your legend page, and that you finish your task list. All right? When you put on an X, you'll start to build a chain of X's. And this actually comes from Seinfeld, the comedian. He says that he's able to get so much done because you don't want to break the chain. All right, and it's true. I started doing that, and I put an X on a calendar. All right, and you don't want to break that chain. You get these X's, and when you break that chain, especially if you have a lot built up, it really, really eats it, and it really it's a serious motivator. If you're at the end of the day and you hadn't got your stuff done, you look at your calendar, and you're like, crap, I gotta do it because I ain't got my X yet. It's that kind of thing. And it's not always roses and flowers, but it works. And once you get in the habit of this stuff, it will absolutely revolutionize your life. And now let's go into unscrewing your money. Who wants to talk about unscrewing your money? First of all, I'm going to take a sip of my drink here, and I'm going to open up for questions. Does anybody have a question so far? Comment. I hate you, Jeremy. I love you. This makes total sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. A little bit of feedback. I'm going to take a quick drink. I'm just ready to start talking about money. This is all preparing you to get on board with being able to do what we're about to talk about. But this stuff really is transformative. Truly, if you do it, it has absolutely changed my life. And the time thing, the time stuff, the unscrew your time that we're going to get into, that's a lifesaver, because I'm a procrastinator. And it's hard for me to get anything done. And this This just makes it so easy to stay on focus and get shit done. Excuse my French. All right, any more questions? Any questions? No questions. Wow. Okay, so we're going to fly right along. Is everybody on board? Is everybody still here? Can you still hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Give me a yes, I can hear you if you can still hear me. I want to make sure I'm not just talking to myself here. Y'all are off. Is anybody off watching Facebook? Looking at Facebook? Yes, okay. There's a yes. Thanks, Nicole. Anybody else? Yes. All right. Well, the people who aren't paying attention, that's, it is what it is. This is really good stuff, I'm telling you. It might even seem simple, but once you wrap your head around it, it can completely change your life. All right, so let's get into the money. Everybody wants to talk about the money. This is simple. Simple, guys. It's really simple. And it's so simple that you may overlook it. All right, you may have heard this before. There's a reason you've heard it before. And I'm going to make it even easier for you. This is the real way and the perfect business. All right, you ready for this? Unscrew your mind. Creator versus customer or consumer. So one of the first things that absolutely changed my life back in 2012 was the realization that I was a consumer. And when you're a consumer, you're always buying stuff. Now, I'm still a consumer to this day. I still buy stuff. But I was in the consumer mindset. And there's a thing called path creation and path consumption. And the consumer mindset has the path consumption mindset. They copy, they go in and they buy stuff, and they just want to be fed. They want to be constantly fed. And there's nothing wrong with being fed. But once you start to feed, that's when your money, that's when you have unlimited money. When you learn to become a creator and to be able to provide a value as a human being to other human beings, the whole world flips on its head. And so I realized that I was spending all these money on these products. And I wasn't making any product. I wasn't making any money with the products or the contents of the products or the training or the little shiny things. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, it's not the shiny stuff that makes all the money. It's the teaching of the courses. It's the selling of the courses. Now, we're not going to be talking about launching products. We're going to go into a different direction. But we are going to talk about creating to value other people and how you can use that and leverage yourself to make insane amounts of money, farther than you ever thought possible. And you may be sitting here thinking now in your mind, right this very moment, I already know what this guy's going to say, and I can't do this. All right? You don't know what I'm about to say, and you can do this. So let's just go ahead and continue. So a creator versus a consumer. You need to change that mindset of what am I going to buy next to what can I make next? How can I provide to people? Stop buying and start selling. Sales cures everything. And sales is so easy, but it cures everything when it comes to money. When you start selling stuff, you make money. And it's really as simple as that. It's seriously as simple as that. I want to unscrew. Okay, so let's talk about the what and how. So the what is, I keep going out of the unscrew. The what is it that you create? What can you create to provide value? What can you create to give to others to make that money, right? And it all comes back to what we just got through talking about, finding your core values and your core passions and your core, the things that drive you. And there are things that are about you until you go through the process that I just told you and explained to you, you won't know. It won't come to you. You won't be able to, if you just try to think, oh, let me just try to think of what topic makes me, that I could do a product on, That won't work. You have to go through this process. You have to go through this to understand yourself. And I promise you, once you do this, you'll be able to figure this out so easy. You'll know what to create. You'll know which direction to go. You'll know the products. It flows like that. You got to think and figure it out. You got to really think in your brain and use those resources like the Enneagram to be able to figure this stuff out. But it all comes down to teaching people about what gets you excited, what you can help people with that is in your brain. Maybe it doesn't get you so excited. If it doesn't get you excited, I don't recommend it. All right. You can help people achieve things simply from what you already have in your head. And all you have to do is package that up. We're going to talk about that in a second. How? How do you deliver this value? Well, first of all, let's talk about the wrong way. The wrong way to deliver this value is the way that most people get started online doing, and that is by trying to sell affiliate products. A lot of people that get in, that's the first thing they try to do. They try to run paid ads, sell affiliate products, things like that, and they find out that it's not as simple and easy as it looks, and you've got to spend either a lot of time and a lot of money to get that working. All right, that's the wrong way to do it. Also, the wrong way to do it is to buy all these little courses that teach another little shiny method and follow those courses. It just doesn't work. All right, you have to have the audience first before you try to sell them an affiliate product. And I'm going to explain that here in just a second in the right way. And the right way is super duper, the right way is very simple. Very simple. So simple that 90% of the people that try to get started online completely miss it because they hear every big guru that's making millions tell them this is what you need to be doing. But they think, well, since every guru is telling me I need to be doing this, it must be fake. I don't know. But yet they're making millions doing it, right? 3 magic steps, people. 3 magic steps. Create simple how-to guides. It doesn't have to be a PDF. It could be a PDF. It could be videos, instruction manuals. How-to guide. Think how-to guide, instruction manual. Don't think about product creation and making a launch and all this. You want your mind to be thinking, I'm going to create a simple how-to guide that's going to teach somebody a simple thing that I know how to do that's going to solve a problem for them. It's going to create value. And it's best when you can do that in a category that you're electrified about. So I get electrified about business. I mean, it fires me up. I could talk all day long about business, right? Some people can talk about cars all day long. If your wife rolls her eyes at you, or your significant other rolls their eyes at you because you talk about cars all the time, or golf, maybe, that's your niche. That's your passion. Because you can talk about it all day long. Now, you can go through these steps and find those true passions and help you really define them. But as a general rule, I find that the thing that you can talk about the most is probably the thing that you're passionate about the most. And that's the best area to go after because in the end, again, it's all about creating value to people. And when you can talk about something all day long, all you got to do is record that either with text or audio or video and then sell it. All right. It's that simple. It's that simple. I created a course. My very first course ever, very first how-to guide was about Google+. This was when Google+ was like the day that Google+ opened their doors. I had a beta Google+ account just because they announced it. They opened the beta public. And I was playing around with Google+. Well, I saw all these guides about how to use Google+. Okay, that's cool. But I didn't see any guides about how to use Google+ as a business for a marketing tool. for marketing, to get exposure. And so all I did was find a few cool little unique ways that a marketer could get a little exposure on Google+. I made a little PDF. Bam, that was my first product. Got me started. I made like, $300. I only sold a few copies. It wasn't that crazy. All right, but at the time, it was my first one. It changed my life. I was like, holy crap, I just wrote this simple little ebook and people paid me for it. I'm going to do it again. And guess what? I did. And it has snowballed from there to create hundreds of thousands of dollars every year for me. And it's really this simple, okay? I still only follow these 3 magic steps. I'm serious. I play with other things too. All right, I play with it, but my 90%, I would say 95% of my income comes from these 3 steps: creating how-to guides, driving the traffic, and following up with your customers. All right, so easy. It's that simple. Following up with your customers, we'll dive in that in a second. Let's go ahead and talk more about creating your how-to guide, finding your passion topic. We talked about that. Find the thing that you're passionate about, go through this process, find your passion, and also the things that you talk about the most is probably your most passionate topic. And there are things that you can learn. If you're passionate about a topic and you don't know the information that you want to teach yet, go learn it. The information is out there, okay? Go learn it. It's so simple. It's so simple. People don't realize. All right. So once you've figured out your topic, the next step is write it or record it, okay? And I always start with a nice little outline like I have here. The goal to have usually I'll do like a 5-5. I'll have 5 main topics and then 5 subtopics or something like that. It's a really great template to help you figure out your outline, and that will help you break down your topic. So let's say your goal is to teach them how to build an email list. All right, so you might section number 1 might be well, the first thing you got to do is create a squeeze page, a lead magnet, and then get traffic, and then each one of those sections you break down how to do each one of those things. So how to create a squeeze page, well, then you got 5 bullet points under that, how to create a squeeze page. Well, first thing you do is you go to ClickFunnels or some website host that you have, their page builder, and then the next step is you write the sales copy, and the next step is this, and you just go through and write your outline. And once you've made your outline, it's so easy to just fill that stuff in. All right, and that makes product creation extremely easy to fill that stuff in, and only focus on the most important stuff. You don't need to be long. It don't need to be full of fluff. It doesn't need to be 100 pages. Nobody wants to read a 100-page PDF. They would much rather read it in 10 and get the same value. And trust me, you can give the same value you can actually give more value in a 10-page PDF than you can a 100-page. As crazy as that sounds, because a 100-page PDF fills people's head with too much information. They're not focused on the 20% that's the most effective. Okay, and so when you try to feed them more and more content just because you believe that they need it because they paid money and you need to give them an X amount of value, value is not measured in the amount of content you give them. Value with information is measured in how powerful that information is, how big of a return that information can give you. So, for example, what we're doing here, you paid $97 to get inside this course. Now, that may seem like a lot of money to some people, but when you think about, you see how I just sold a $97 seat access to this course. For whatever your course is, whatever your thing is, you could do a live class just like this that just teaches people something. All right? People will pay you the money. You can charge $97 and people will pay you. You're proof of that you are here today. And it's not just because of credentials. Okay, it's the value of the information you have. Believe it or not, people actually do value what's in your head, and a lot of people don't understand that. They don't feel like what's in their head is valuable enough for somebody to buy. And I am here to tell you today, I was a sole believer that my stuff in my brain, it's like, nobody's gonna buy what I know. Who cares what I know? I don't know anything. The only reason you feel like you don't know anything is because you already know it. So for you, that thing is common knowledge. This stuff that I'm teaching you today is basic in my mind, but is the most powerful information I could possibly teach you. And I say that with a very real realness, okay? It's very powerful. It's very simplified, too. And it came out of my brain. And once I realized that, oh, wait, you know what? The stuff that I know is powerful. People will actually pay for it. I sit where I am today because of it. And I am in a new retail shop. I'm changing the direction of my business as we speak because I'm adding on a retail side with my mother. I wanted to partner up with my mother and do a business with her. And I've always wanted to have just a local space, and I want to blend the two worlds together. So the things that I'm going to start teaching, my courses, you'll see me start to move a little bit, and they're probably going to see a shift towards a lot of mixing and melding of local and like e-commerce, mixing online e-commerce, local business marketing, that kind of stuff. I'm still going to do internet stuff because internet, this is the best business on earth, baby. I mean, I am not kidding. Creating these how-to guides and selling them is the best business on earth. It requires hardly any overhead. It gives you an asset for life. It gives you a customer base, which is the most important thing that you can have, okay? And here's the whole affiliate, why the affiliate marketing doesn't work before you get the customers. Because when you're trying to convert cold traffic on somebody else's stuff, it's hard. When somebody has bought something from you already, it is proven, decades proven that they will buy, they are most likely to buy from you again, and they will. I can prove it with the people that have been on my list since 2012 that's still on today, that still buy products from me and through me, the ones that I recommend as affiliate products. All right, once you have that customer, that opens the door to the affiliate marketing. That opens the door to not having to always be coming up with products. See, a lot of people think that I got to come up with product after product after product to keep this going, but the affiliate products that you recommend your list can fill in that gap. But see, you got to get that customer list and that customer relationship first, all right? And once you have that, affiliate marketing becomes so easy, because you can send out a mail and actually get sales. If you build your email list with solo ad traffic or some kind of other traffic, and you send out an email to your list about an affiliate product, you're probably not going to get hardly any sales, very little, unless you spent a lot of time and a lot of money, catering to that list and building that relationship. But when you have a customer list, it's like easy. It's so simple to just send out an email. You'll get people buy from you. Just like that. And the very next day, the very same day, okay, I've had people buy my product and the very same day buy other products from me they found via, just from going through the process and everything. They found by me. I've had people buy multiple products from me, and I'm not talking about just in a funnel. I'm talking about a whole other product that I created from like a year ago, that kind of thing. And they'll continue to buy from me. And it's crazy when you realize how simple this whole thing is that you've potentially been missing out on. And it's really works. People are making millions of dollars with these 3 steps. Millions of dollars. I know because I paid these guys, the million that I've made over $500,000 doing all this stuff myself. I haven't made it into the $1 million mark because some of this stuff I'm just recently discovering in the past year or so um, that's really changed it, but it's accelerating me even more. A lot of this, like this kind of stuff, all the legend page and that, I've just learned that within the past year, and not even a year. It's been just a few months, and I can't even tell you the magic that has transformed my life since that point. Since I started doing this, it's just amazing. So, and to do this 3-step process. So let's talk about traffic. All right, once you've wait, did we get into the create the how to grab sales page and delivery? We didn't cover that yet. Sales page and delivery is easy. It's a very simple thing. You don't have to make it fancy. So what you can do, let me think. I want to give you a resource. I'm just going to pop this over. 12-step bulletproof sales page formula. Hopefully everybody can see this. David. If you type that into Google, the 12-step bulletproof sales page or sales letter formula, I believe it is, by David Frey. It's an excellent free resource that is literally a template that tells you it's a PDF. Let me actually pull it up. Let's just get a little dirty with this and let me show you how simple this can be for you to write a sales letter. All right. This resource really makes it easy. You'll find it, and there'll be plenty of links to it. All right. What we have here, 12-step foolproof sales letter template by David Frey. And he goes through and literally tells you, all right, step by step what to do. Number one, get attention. That's the first thing you do in your sales letter. And he goes through and tells you how to do that. You know, the opening headline is the first thing your reader sees. Must get their attention. Gives you some examples of how to do that and so forth. Identify the problem. Then it goes up in here. I got to hide this for a second. Provide the solution, print your credentials, show the benefits, give the social proof, make your offer, give your guarantee, inject scarcity, call to action. Now, it looks like a lot, but it's really not. It's just a 2-page thing. It looks like a lot to go through, but it's not. When you're actually doing it, it goes by fairly quick, all right? And these steps, this steps builds a really solid sales page for you that is based on scientific copywriting principles that are proven to convert. And so you can use this and apply it to any of these how-to guides or just about anything that you're selling. Literally anything that you're selling, you apply this to on your sales page, and you can get sales. It makes it that simple for you. So don't overcomplicate it. Don't say, I can't write a sales page. Boom. There you go. Write the sales page. Now, you'll have to use a sales page builder. There are free ones out there, and there are very inexpensive ones out there. And, you know, technology is so easy that you cannot let that be a roadblock to you. All right. Things have come along so far now that the average, my mother, okay, my mother, and this is saying something, could go through and build a sales page, all right, because of the technology has become so easy. You sit through, you download a page builder. ClickFunnels is great. It's $97 a month, but you're going to make that off one sale of your product, right? So don't worry about investments like that. Think of investments as I'm going to get that money back. But use a page builder. Watch the videos on how to use it and build your sales page. Make it really simple. No fancy graphics. None of that. Plain black and white works just fine. All right. The point is to do it, to get it done. Delivery is as simple as making a page, putting the stuff that's on it. Now, I don't want to go too detailed into all that whole process because those are just little technical things that anybody can go and learn to do. And I'm going to help you out by giving you access to a Facebook group where you can reach out to me with more questions and help for this stuff so that we can get through some of the more technical stuff. I also want to give you this launch process checklist I have that goes through, and this is for a launch. This isn't necessarily for Very simple process. If you want to do like a launch on Warrior Plus, that kind of thing, you can follow this checklist. I'll give you a link to that in a minute in the group. But don't get caught up in the technical side of things. Create a sales page, create a thank you page, and just watch some videos to figure out how to do it. It's really simple. That's neither here nor there. What we're focused on is how to get it done, how to get through all the crap and focus on what you need to be doing to really change your life. So, all right, drive traffic. Simple. Everybody gets stuck on this. Before we continue, I'm going to see if we have more questions. Please ask questions if you have them, because I want to make sure I'm covering, I want to make sure that I'm covering stuff that's actually resonating with you, you understand, and I'm not skipping over anything. I need to take another drink real quick. Any questions? All right, no questions. All right, so continuing on then. All right, continuing on. Driving traffic to your page is simple. Don't let this bog you down. The most powerful form of traffic, I believe, that I've used the most, I would say, is influencer traffic. Influencer, also called affiliate traffic, which is just a fancy way of saying somebody who has a big following in your niche. All right, and it doesn't matter what the following is on. If they have a big YouTube channel, they have a big Facebook page, they have a big email list, who is what I deal with a lot on like Warrior Plus and JVZoo, those type marketplaces. You get a lot of affiliates with email lists, and they mail their list for the traffic. But there's also influencers who work as affiliates as well that have social followings that are just as impressive as the email marketing, okay, as the email affiliates. If you find somebody with a YouTube channel that has a massive following, man, they can get you some sales, all right? And so affiliate traffic is beautiful for a number of reasons. Number one, you don't have to pay for it. It's free traffic. You don't have to pay out of pocket for it. Let me back up. You don't have to pay up front for it, and you never have to pay really for it because they're getting paid per sale. They're getting a cut of the sale. An affiliate just gets a percentage of every sale they make going through your link. And the systems that are available, the technology systems like ClickBank, JVZoo, Warrior Plus, several others, Samcart, ClickFunnels, plenty of places that allow you to connect up this stuff to make the affiliate process happen. All right, so that it tracks all the sales, it pays everybody automatically. But you go after the people with the big following. You don't have to spend any money. All right, these people warm up the traffic for you. This is my favorite part of the whole thing. This is hot traffic. Influencer and affiliate traffic is hot. So let's do a comparison. If you ran let's say for example, a paid ad on Facebook, you're getting somebody who might be interested based off a keyword that you entered in. It might be interested in what you're. It's a completely cold prospect, has no idea about you, nothing, just coming straight off the street. Now let's compare that to one of the people that this person follows, is a big fan of. They love this guy. Maybe it's Gary Vee. Let's just use Gary Vee as an example. The followers of Gary Vee, they love Gary Vee, right? Now imagine he goes out and says, you know what, I just went through this course, man, it's freaking awesome, you got to have it, and sends that out to his following. Now, can you imagine whoever's on the receiving end of his affiliate promotion would be banking tremendously, because those people have been warmed up and they're going on the advice of that influencer. They want to buy this thing before they ever even get to your sales page. And that is how powerful affiliate traffic is when you really understand that concept. They get the people excited for you. They get them wanting to buy from you for you before they ever even see your sales page. They're ready to buy. That's powerful. And you don't even have to pay for it. You're getting paid for it. Think about that for a second. You're getting paid for somebody else to warm up your visitors, to send you free traffic, to warm them up for you first. Okay? You're getting paid to do it and to collect the list. Now think about that for a minute. That's pretty awesome, right? And it's not hard to find these people. Once you have the product, you just start talking. These people with massive followings love this kind of stuff because they have to constantly produce content for their following. They have to constantly be showing something to their followings to keep them interested. So when you come to them with a product and say, "Hey, I got this awesome product," your audience is going to resonate with it. They're in tune with you. They already know, oh man, you know what? This would be great for my people. I can make a little money with it. Let's do this. It's that simple. And all it takes is asking them for it. And it's a regular game. People that have large followings are very used to people asking them to promote their stuff. It is part of their business. It's what they do. So don't be afraid to reach out to the people with massive followings. All right, affiliates and influencers. Best kind of traffic, in my opinion, on the planet, especially for the beginner. And I'm not a beginner, and I still use it because it's just so stinking powerful. Get paid to build your list and have people warm up your traffic for you and send you free traffic. It just doesn't get better than that. All right, social. Traffic is everywhere. Traffic is everywhere. Social is the dominating factor. I don't think I even have to talk on this much. You make a Facebook page, and you start putting content on there. And you create a Facebook group. And you start saying, hey, if you want access to more of this free content, you can get in my Facebook group. Or, and in the group, then you start promoting your courses. If you want to do the free social thing, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as making a video or a couple posts that are related to your item that are actually teaching people something. Don't go for the pitch on social. You don't pitch on social. On social, you go for the content that leads to the pitch. And that's the way to win with social. If you go straight for the pitch, hey, get in and buy my $97 course, it doesn't work as effectively. If you teach them something first and then say, hey, do you want to learn more? Then you can win with social media. And you can win all day long because there is unlimited amounts of traffic and interest in people on those groups. Paid traffic. Again, I probably don't have to spend too much time on this, but once you nail down the guys that are making, big money, have figured out their paid traffic strategy. And I'm just going to be open and honest with you and say it's not an easy thing to do, and it's not an easy thing to figure out. And you will spend money with paid traffic, and you're going to lose some money with paid traffic. It's one reason I kind of tend to not stay away from it, but I like to lean towards the influencer affiliate traffic because it just has worked for me all this time. But if you're really ready to if you're ready to go from 6 figures to 7, paid traffic is where it's at. If you're making good money, or if you have a budget and you can blow some money, you can use that paid traffic. And those kinds of ads, you want to create what's called a tipping point ad, where it creates a little bit of curiosity and it teaches them a little piece of value, but also creates a bit of curiosity about what next to come. All right. And in your ad, you want a really weird image. The weirder, the better. It needs to look like this is so out of place. What the freak is this image doing here? It really needs to catch their eye. It doesn't matter what it is of. And that's one thing that people misconstrue that it's got to be of a, if this course is about creating email lists, I better find an image that's related to email. No, find something that's way different, that's like crazy, that's just going to get because the only purpose of the image on an ad is to get them to stop. That's the only purpose of an image on the ad, to get them to stop. The words is what you want them to read around the image. So, sorry, people going through my drive-through. That's your image, and that's one of the keys to creating a winning ad. Stop trying to be relevant to your ad copy. Stop trying to be using stock photos that look all professional. No, use stuff that just really is just like, what the crap? What is this? It makes them stop dead in their tracks, and then they'll read your stuff, and then they'll click on your ad. Once they've done that, take them to a piece of content that teaches them something. A one-page deal or a one simple video. It could be like the first module of your course. All right, that's always a great place to start. Usually the first module of your course is like an overview. And you may say, well, my first module gives away too much, and not really. The more you give away, you can go blind with your sales copy, which works, but what's way more effective is when you don't go blind. When you teach people stuff first before you go for the sale, it's way more effective. Trust me. And I know I do a lot of blind stuff too, but that's because of the platform I'm on. Warrior Plus has a lot of blind stuff, but it's just about every time that I do that you teach with value first, you win. When you're doing paid ads, you definitely want to go for the content. Okay, with affiliate traffic, you can get by with a little more, just going straight for the sale. All right, but when you're doing paid ads, you definitely want to hit them on content first for a number of reasons. Number one, if you go straight to a sales page, Facebook, you're getting a little bit more into the red zone with Facebook. You know how Facebook likes to disapprove your ads and things like that? A lot of times it's because you've got something on your sales page that you can't have on there. And if you negate the sales page altogether and let your landing page from the ad be a piece of content that is teaching them something, then they go to the sales page. That's how you can get a good converting ad. And you're going to be in Facebook's favor. They're not going to disapprove your ad because it's content. They're going to like you more. They're going to show you more organically. Your stuff's going to get shared more. The crazy image, if you make it a funny image, it'll get shared. But if it's good content, people will actually go back and share that post for you. So your paid traffic becomes paid viral traffic, and you're having to pay less for your traffic. And you get a lot more organic viral traffic. And that's why you really, really, really need to focus on in your paid ads that you're providing a piece of content that teaches, because people will share it. And that can be astoundingly powerful. If your piece of content actually goes viral and people really start to share it, that can be thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of free eyeballs on your ads. So definitely take that into consideration when running your paid ads, instead of just going straight for the kill on the sale, because 9 times out of 10, if you go straight for the sale, it's just not going to work. That cold traffic, they just won't buy it as readily. All right, these are the 3 types of traffic that you need to focus on. All right, and I would say pick one and run with it. Don't try to do all 3. Don't try to do all 3 at once. If you try to do all 3 of these at once, you're going to overwhelm yourself, and you're not going to do either one of them. All right, pick one, the one that you feel will resonate with you the most. You already know whether which one of these you're probably a little bit more comfortable with. Go after it. And I would almost say go after the one that you feel less comfortable with. And that might be paid traffic. Don't blow your budget. But whatever you're uncomfortable with, if you go after it, if you do that, it will help you break through comfort levels, which is very important. But just pick one of these 3 and focus on one of them. Just focus on one of them. People get too tied up in traffic. too tied up in trying to figure out how to get traffic to their stuff. And it's so easy. It's just one of these three things and become an expert at one of those three things. More questions? Any questions? All right. We're going to be getting some more good stuff here. Let's see. The right way. Following up with customers. All right. Again, simple. This is all very simple for a reason. It sounds too simple, but it's for a reason. The most powerful, you'll find that the most powerful things in life are the most simplistic. If anything takes too long to break down and discuss, it's probably not that effective, to be honest with you. Anything that is extremely powerful, you will find, can be broken down very simply. And the most powerful thoughts and the most powerful ideas and the most powerful concepts are the most simplistic. And that's why you see a lot of people teach on a very high level. A lot of successful people teach on a high level, on a more of an overview level, because it really is that mindset shift that makes all the difference. The methodology, the tech part, the how to build a sales page part, that kind of stuff doesn't matter. I'm telling you, that stuff will come to you along the way. The things that you don't know how to do will come to you if you put forth the mental side of it. If you break through the mental side of it, it happens. It flows from you. You'll see the answers come to you. You're able to find the answers faster. You come across a roadblock and it's like right through it, because you're in that frame of mind where you just solution, solution, solution. You've got 3 solutions, 4 solutions for every problem, and you run. All right. Following up with customers. Again, simple. Email. Most powerful. People can criticize that. They can say, it's not, but hey, it is. All right, so email is the most powerful way to do it. Yes. The open rates and click-through rates, the industry says, are declining. It's going down a little bit, but it's still as effective. Email is still as effective, even though the opens and clicks are a little bit lower than they used to be in years past. People still buy just as much, if not more, through email now. And I could tell you this as an email marketer since 2012, this is the case. It still works great for me. I still send an email every day. You purchase this through an email. That should be solid proof to you that what I'm teaching you is actually what I do, and it actually works. All right, I'm breaking this down for you. Email, you bought through an email. You didn't even go to a sales page. Now think about that. Think about that when we were talking about sales pages. You purchased a $97 product without a sales page. People will do that for you. It's that simple. See, it's not about having the big flashy sales page. It's not about being the big fancy guru marketer. It's about getting your message of value across to people and saying, hey, I can show you how to do this that you're having a problem with. And there you go. People will pay you for that. It's that simple. All right, yeah, you can sell several hundred, even $1,000 products straight through email. I've seen it happen. All right, I've seen people sell $1,000 products with nothing but email. All right, so don't discount email marketing. It's the most powerful thing you can do. So put all your customers on your email list. What that does is it creates for you push button on demand traffic anytime you want it. Traffic and sales and money. That creates a true freedom lifestyle for you. So we got a couple things in place here now that we're following up with our customers. Number one, people are going through and they're buying our product. And again, I'm using the example of a $97 product because most people can afford a $97. Don't go out and start posting up $7 products. All right, that was a mistake I made way back in the day, and I still sometimes continue to make, is to make the price too cheap, to be a $7 to $12 product. Now, you can do that, all right, if that's just really in your comfort level, I say break out of that comfort level, go for the glory, because people will pay for it. One of the big mistakes that I made starting out, and I still do to this day sometimes, is I price things too low. $7, $12 products, that kind of stuff. Those are just lead generation things. You don't make any money off of those. What we're talking about here are real revenue generating courses. We're talking about making money here, right? $97 and up. You're making a $97 course. Somebody's going to buy it. I promise you, somebody will buy it. And so put those email customers on a list. I keep getting sidetracked here. Follow up with email customers, your customers via email. There's so much stuff I want to share with you, and I feel like I wasn't even able to organize it as well as I wanted to, because there's just so much I want to share and give to you. So email, follow up email, customers via email. Social media. There's multiple types of lists. It's not just your email list. Once you have them on your email list, then start sending them out to other places, like your social media, your Facebook page, your Facebook group. Create a free Facebook group, like I'm about to show you, and give you access to one of my Facebook groups, so you can legitimately get help and support. But you might also see me every now and then post something in there that is a promotional thing, or a product that I might, I'm not going to do affiliate products in there, but if I have a product coming up, I announce in my groups, hey, I got a product coming up. So this is just another list that you can build with your customers, and another way that you can engage with your customers. And it's all about creating those channels, more channels, the more ways you can interact with your customer and reach your customer in their inbox, via text message, via Facebook Messenger, in a Facebook group. The more options you have, and the more places you have your customers in, those are more places you can reach your customers, and those are more on-demand traffic sources. So if you've got an email list, you got a Facebook group, you got a Facebook page, you got a Facebook Messenger list, a Facebook Messenger, that you built maybe with a messenger bot or something list. Let's just say those 4 things. Instead of that one customer list, now you have those customers of 4 places. So if you didn't hit them there and they didn't buy from this, they may see you here. If they didn't see you here, they may see you here. If you didn't see them here, they may see you here. You're reaching them in 4 different places, and your sales just quadrupled from the same group of people. But because you're reaching them in different places, you're going to get different eyeballs, and you're going to get different times of the day, and you're building that ecosphere around them of you. You're surrounding them with you, and you're creating a relationship and a tunnel of communication directly to them, so that anytime, any day, you can just post a message on any one of those or all 4 at the same time, and bam, you got just floods of people coming to check out your stuff. And I can tell you what, there have been so many times where I'm down to my last dollar, and it's like, man, I got to make some money. I got rent coming up, like legitimate. I got rent coming up, or I got a bill to pay, or I'm going to be homeless tomorrow. Like tomorrow kind of thing. No kidding. I'll create a course, and the next day, or even the same day, send an email out to my list, and bam, your sales right then and there, and save my butt. Countless times over the years, countless times. It's immediate traffic and sales, and I mean immediate. People say overnight sales and traffic, blah, blah, blah. No, this is how you actually do it. This is the real way to do it. And I know you've heard it time and time again. People drill it in your head. But until you really get it, that you really got to build a list of customers, customer email list. You have to have it, period. You have to have it. You will fail online if you don't have a customer email list or a customer social list. They don't necessarily have to be on email, but you have to have them on some sort of list where you could reconnect with them on demand at any time of the day, any day of the week. You got to do it. If you don't have that, your business is broken and you will suffer immensely on your sales. If you go just after that first sale and try to get that $197 or that $7 or whatever it is, and you just try to sell that one little how-to guide, and that's it, then you are wasting so much time and effort because they're good and they're gone. And you never see them again. And you got to spend more money or more time to then get another customer. You know what I mean? But if you put them on a list, gosh, you can reconnect to that customer hundreds of times, or like I have over the years with my subscribers that have been with me for years, hundreds and thousands of times. They will engage with you and buy from you again and again and again and again and again for years. And that's a huge difference. So this is vital, absolutely vital that you understand that you have to do this part. You have to do it. There's so many, I can't tell you how many people I talk to that don't build an email list. They don't, flies right by them. It's like, that's the most important thing, is to have the list. That's the most important. That's more important, dang it. It's more important than the actual products you sell up front, but you can't get them without the product up front. You know what I'm saying? You can't get buyers and customers without a product to sell them. But if you could, this is actually more powerful than the product itself. But they have to be customers. It can't just be an email list of freebie people. They got your free lead gen thing. All right, that's a different kind of list completely. Is not powerful at all in the same way. We're talking about a customer list. Customer list. They bought something from you. Once you have that, you can be unstoppable. You can mismanage it and screw yourself if you don't use it. But it is the ticket to your freedom. No joke. Having that capability allows you to literally write an email or write a post, press send, and money starts coming into your inbox immediately, right away. Because people get emails instantly, okay? And I'm serious. I'll send out an email 5 minutes later, 2 minutes later, bing, sales. Bing, 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 all day long. All right? This can be your reality if you follow the process that I'm teaching you today. And it's super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't go through the, oh yeah, but I can't, oh, but what about, Don't butt it. Just decide that you're going to do it. I have decided today that I am going to create a course about X, Y, Z. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do it, and I don't know every step to get there, but I am going to do it. Nobody's going to stop me. I don't care what anybody says. If my wife says, I'm going to leave you tomorrow, sorry, honey, I'm creating this product, okay? That's how serious. I know that's pretty damn crazy, but that's how serious you have to get with this. You cannot let anybody or anything change your mind or knock you off of that decision. That decision is made and you're going for it. Unless you, for some whatever reason, make another decision because you found out your decision was a terrible decision. Which 9 times out of 10, if you make a real decision, it's usually a good way. If you we're trying to think positively here. Obviously, you can make the negative decision and definitely take your life in a whole other realm. And this actually goes back to your thought process. And I meant to mention this earlier. It's very important that you don't think about negativity and you don't think about the roadblocks and how they're going to stop you. And it's imperative that you always think about the positivity and the outcome of what you're going to do. Not what you're going to do and how you're going to get there, but the outcome of it. Your mind is always thinking about, you're always daydreaming, you're always reminding yourself, and you're writing every day to remind yourself, you're focus, and you got to stay 100% on that. And you got to stay on that positive aspect of this is what's going to happen, and my life is going to be like this when I get there. And you gotta make yourself feel that, like you're already there. You gotta make yourself feel like you already have the $1 million in your bank account, like you already have a nice car, like you already quit your job. Imagine yourself what you would be doing right now if you have a job, if you didn't have a job, right? Or if you don't have an online business, how it would be when you have an online business. What are the kinds of things you're going to be doing? Imagine yourself on vacation, taking your family to the beach and checking your PayPal account with ping, 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 because you just sent out an email and it's paying for your vacation. Yeah, I paid for entire vacations from emails that I sent while I was on the vacation. Yeah, that's how you pay for your that's how internet marketers pay for your vacations. You see them traveling all the time. That's how they do it. They freaking book their flight. They send out an email and it pays for their ticket and it pays for their hotel room, and then bam, that's the secret. That's the magic. That's really how it works. I can tell you that because I've been to many in-person events, which I highly recommend you do if you're serious about the online world. Get into the offline side of it. Meet people in real person. Go to the events. It will change your life forever. And you can use your customers and your assets and everything that we're learning here today to afford to be able to do those things. Yeah. Anytime I travel for business, it gets paid for while I'm doing the business, you know, and that's just the way this kind of stuff works. It's so cool. So follow up with your customers. I'm getting off topic here again, off kilter. Any questions at this point? Everybody's still on with us. Nobody's dropped off yet, so that's good. I'm not getting a lot of questions. I'm hoping people are paying attention. Look at me, but that's a drink without this, with a cap on. I'm gonna take another quick drink, and while anybody has any questions. All right, hold on. Somebody's got to. All right. All right. So I just got a typical answer that I normally get, and don't take that the wrong way, that this is the typical answer I get. But I actually expected this to come up. Somebody says, I thought you were going to give me a simple way to make money. Said, what you're doing is just giving ideas. Said, I've already heard this before. So my problem is to set up a sales page. So I don't. If you really look at what I've been sharing with you, it is a very simple way to make money. It's the best way. And I know you've heard it before. I fully know you've heard it before. And you haven't taken action on it. And that's why you're still where you're at right now. And that's the problem. You're in that mindset. See, you said my problem is to set up a sales page. That's not a problem. That's very easily solved. There are a gazillion sales page builders out there, and every one of them has video tutorials on how to build that. And I'm giving you, if you go to this 12-step foolproof sales letter template that David Frey made for you, now you know how to write a sales page. All right? It's really that simple. And I think the problem is that you're trying to overcomplicate it, and that you think that there might be greener grass that I'm not sharing with you, or that there has to be something more to it. This is too simple. This is too easy. I've heard this before. I know, Those are the common things that you hear from the people that never get anywhere online. And I'm telling you this not as to berate you. It is to get you to understand that is you're mentally challenging yourself. You're presenting the problem in your head as, my problem is to set up a sales page. That's not a problem. That's easy to solve. Easy to solve. All right. So, and it is more of an overview. I'm not going into, click here, click there kind of things in this call, because that would just be, we don't have time for that, and there's so much information out there for free. So I urge you, can you sell my ebooks? Because that you're not good at writing them yourself, was another question. And my answer to that is, you can absolutely sell my ebooks to your customer list, and you'll sell them all day long to your customer list. You're not good at writing them yourself, but you won't ever be good at writing them yourself until you sit down and do it. And maybe you say, well, maybe I have done it. Well, maybe you haven't done it with the mindset that you can actually do it the right way, and that people are going to enjoy it, and people are going to find value in it. There's not really a whole lot more beyond what's on the scope of this webinar that can benefit you more than what I'm sharing with you today. What I'm sharing with you today is the process. All right. Now, let me tell you, I have spent tens of thousands of dollars with one individual. Multiple individuals I've spent thousands of dollars with. But even in certain cases, I've spent big time money with multi-millionaire people to find out the very questions that you're kind of asking, like, what's the simple way to make money? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, how do I make money? And this is it. This is what they tell you. They say, forget all that other bullshit that people are telling you. This is what you do. And this is literally it. And it's not just giving you ideas. The idea is to get on board with creating things of value for other people. And I can't tell you specifically what that is for you. And that's one of the problems I think that you might be having with the that you feel like I'm just giving you ideas, is that I can't be specific about what niche you want to go after. What I can be specific about is the process, because the process is the same. Create the product, create a simple instructional how-to manual, easy peasy. I think we can all understand how to do that. Break it down in the 5-5 outline. Create a simple sales page. A bazillion videos on YouTube shows you how to do that, or any page creator that you might download or purchase access to will have simple videos that show you exactly how to use it. So that is not a technical problem for you. You've got a sales page letter template so you can write your sales letter. So that problem, the sales page, is no longer a problem for you. So create your PDF or your video course. Use use those resources to create your sales letter and page, all right, and send traffic. And again, that's as simple as talking to people with big following and saying, promote my thing. Here's my list. It's that simple. You're saying it's too simple, Jeremy. Give me something better. Maybe. You can't get better than that. I'm telling you, that's the best. And it's really as easy just talking to people. When I want to promote a product, I literally get on Facebook. I send a message, hey, buddy, I got a new product coming out. Mail it to your list. Okay. And they do. And I make money. And it's that simple. Don't overcomplicate it. All right. The ideas, though, of what your product is going to be about and what your niche is and those kinds of things, those have to come from you. And they have to come through that self-awareness process of breaking down your goals and your mindset and getting in the right place. See, it really can't happen until you get this part down. It's until you figure out what that is for you. And that is the hard part. That's the hardest part of this, is figuring out you. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you like this, and talking about your mindset and about you so much, is because it took me a while to figure that out. I had these same questions. I went through the same exact struggles, and until I realized, damn, it's not about the methods. It's about my mind. It's about the way I'm thinking. Because literally, the way you think, the things that you think about, is what happens. It really is. If you start, everything that's in your life right now is a product of what you thought previously, which led to what you did previously. All right? And you are now in your current situation. And it does not matter what situation you are in right now. It is absolutely irrelevant to what we're talking about today and you getting to where you want to go in the future. Where you're at right now doesn't matter. It's where you want to go. And the steps you need to take right now, starting today, to get to that point. Because you can't change the past. You already thought it up. You already made it happen. It's already happened. The only thing that you can change now is what you do in the future. And the first spot that starts at is your thought process. And the wrong thought process is, I don't know how to do this and that and this and that and this and that, and negative, negative, negative. Here's why I can't. That's the wrong thought process. The right thought process is, here's why I can. Here's how I can. All right, and so you've got to get that mental stuff down. You don't have a list. Exactly. This is how you get a list. You don't have a list. This is how you get a list. Don't go run ads on Facebook to try to get a free list. Create a simple how-to guide and sell it. Get customers from it. People will sell it. You might not sell boatloads right off the bat. Okay, I'm not going to say that you're going to go out tomorrow and make 10 grand off your first course, but I'm not going to say that you couldn't do that either. You wouldn't do it tomorrow probably, but it really is as powerful as, think about this. Let's say you did create a course and you made it $97. How many do you have to sell to make $1,000? 10. And it's not that hard to find 10 people that pay $97. I did with this course, from my customer list, but you can find it from all the resources I mentioned before, somebody else's customer list. All right. Since you don't have that customer list, you leverage somebody else's customer list. That's called an affiliate. They're mailing their list for you. You don't have a list to mail. You get other people to mail their list for you, and that creates your list. All right. They mail their list, buy your product, creates your list. Then you have that unlimited source of revenue. Then it's just send emails every day, make money. Send email, make money. Send email, make money. Create another product, send an email, make money. Find an affiliate product, send an email, make money. It's that. That's it. It's that simple. I wish I could break it down for you even more and make it sound more juicy and shiny, and but it's boring. It's plain. It's simple. It's what everybody, the gurus, have been telling you forever. But everybody says I can't do. Yet it is the thing to do. It is the way to create your dreams. Because I'm not just talking about internet marketing here. You can take this as far as you want to go, to any level that you want to go. This process could be for a $10,000 product just the same as it is a $99 product. Create valuable content, create the product, get the people to the page it's being sold on, or to the webinar if it's a high-ticket product or whatever, and then follow up with those customers. Those are the 3 magic steps. You follow those 3 magic steps. Create a simple product, get traffic to it, follow up. That's your road. That's your road to financial freedom. And it sounds simple. It sounds basic. It sounds boring. It sounds like everything everybody's ever told you. But I'm telling you, I have been living this for the past several years, supported my family, traveled all over, been able to do everything I wanted, buy pretty much anything I wanted because of that process. Those little simple three things, all right? And I keep repeating this because I'm trying to drill it in your head because I can see that you're struggling to make that connection. You're still looking for the shiny, for the magic pill, and I'm telling you, this is the magic pill. This is it. And how you find those ideas instead of you saying I'm just giving you ideas, you have to find your own ideas, and that's through finding yourself through your personality. Or doing research. You could do market research and just find what's hot and selling and go create products on that. But you will find that if you go that route, you can do it and you can make money, but you won't be as fired up about it. You won't be as passionate about it. So you could probably go create a course about list building, which you may or may not have interest in, or gardening. For example, you may not like gardening, but so much, but you're willing to put in some time and effort to make a little product on it because you might know a little bit about it, but you don't really get that fired up. You can still make money with it. All right, people will still buy that, but you won't be as fired up about it, and it won't drive you as much to continue on. It's really hard to keep pushing towards something if you don't have that drive. And I want to talk about how to actually physically get down and accomplish this stuff, and how to build for yourself a process that allows you to cut through the procrastination and actually get it done. And that's what we're going to talk about in this next section after I drink some water. Did I help you at all there? Just let me know. I don't want to name your name so that, your private concerns, but, if you can let me know if that helped you at all there. Does anybody else have any questions? We're going to dive into unscrewing your time in a minute. Any questions about unscrewing your money? All right, and I will sit here all night with you guys answering questions if I have to. All right, so please use this time with me to your advantage. Don't just listen. Interact. Get the things you really want to know. Ask those questions. It makes sense. But does it really make sense? Do you really understand how this could truly change your life? I mean, it really can. It absolutely changed my life. It's helped me help change the lives of other people by teaching them the process. And I've watched so many other people just transform their lives. And if you look at what other successful people are doing, look at the people that are making the most money, see what they're doing. You'll see this is exactly what they are doing. Don't look at what they're teaching, look at what they're doing. You'll see this is what they're doing. Thank you. She says she has to go, don't have any more time. I appreciate that. And you can check out the recording too. Thanks for joining along. All right, so I'm going to continue along here. Unscrew your time. Now, one of the biggest things that I had a problem with is procrastination. And I still, even to this day, sometimes suffer from it. But there is a way to counteract it. Thank goodness I stumbled upon this process, because I was struggling for a long time to get things done. And you'll find that if you're a procrastinator, you can't ever seem to reach those goals. All right, all this stuff that I've laid out before you means absolute if you don't do it. If you don't actually take the time, make the time to do it. And we're going to talk about right now exactly how to do this. And this stuff is super powerful, all right? Don't let the simplicity fool you. It's super powerful. First thing you want to do is you want to write down all the shit in your life that you don't need to do and that drags you down and that negatively affects you in some way in your life. You write it down. Everything, no matter what it is, you write it down and go through and purge it. Purge all of it. It's very freeing to purge stuff from your life. And it doesn't matter that purge might emotionally hurt you in certain ways. You can't let things and stuff and people stop you from achieving your reality and your goal and what you want in life and what you truly feel that you want in life. All right, and the first step in achieving that is purging all the stuff that is preventing you from doing that and taking up your time. And, this is work-wise, this is in all the areas, all those categories, in the health, the relationship, the work, the the relationship, personal, work, wealth, family, health. Always miss one, it seems. Write those down. Write those things that are negatively affecting you and that are causing you to go down the wrong path. Write those things down and purge them from your life. If there is a person in your life that is totally dragging you down, there's always, even if they're not totally dragging you down, maybe they're just slightly blood-sucking over long periods of time. They're just little digs and just, as you go along, it's little that they're holding you back. Even if you have a strong connection with that person, you have to purge that. That is a negative thing in your life. And a negative person in your life is very destructive, no matter who that person is. Now, we have to have forgivenesses of certain people, or try to, like our mother and father and things like that. Obviously, you have to, but even still, if it's your mom or your dad or your wife or your husband, if that is the thing that is causing you, you have to create a way to purge their ability to do that to you, or purge them completely. Maybe it's your significant other that is always dragging you down and holding you back. Maybe it is certain tasks that you're doing at your job, that you're doing for your work. Maybe it's the weekly or the daily meetings with your staff or something like that, just as an example. If that is not moving the needle towards the direction you want to go, you need to purge it. If it's not moving the needle, it doesn't need to be in your life. All right, and it's a beautiful thing when you start purging this stuff, and especially when you think that you need this stuff, the stuff that you purge and you think that has to be in your life, and you'll be flabbergasted how amazing it is when you realize that thing is now out of your life and you're still going, and life is even better now. And it really wasn't that painful. You ripped the Band-Aid, it was over with, Those purges begin to get fun. And you have to do them on a regular basis. Like once a month, you have to go back and write down, okay, what are the things that aren't moving the needle for me? What do I need to purge this month, right? And eventually you start purging out everything in life that is dragging you down, that makes you feel bad, that gives you negative feelings. If it's Facebook friends that are always posting stuff that you're just kind of like, he's one of my friends, but gosh, I really wouldn't want to see that. Unfriend, gone. Purge that crap. Anything that makes you feel negative, purge it out of your life. All right, that's the first thing to unscrewing your time, is getting rid of the things that suck your time dry, full of crap you don't want to do. All right? Purge it. Gone. You'll be surprised with how much you can get by with purging. All right? You don't really have to do much in life to live, right? Okay. Next thing you need to do to unscrew your time is your daily list. Hold on a second. I gotta, oops, check something here. Oh, still here. All right. Your daily list. And I gotta get another drink because my mouth is getting dry. Now we're going back to the back to the book real quick here. My book. You write a daily list every day. And it can even be a short list. All right? Let me give you an example here. Here's a good one. So, we'll just take this one for example. July 9th. You want to divide your day into two sections. You want to divide it in core work, all right, and you want to divide it in what I've heard called FTA work, which is feed the animals. And that is stuff that basically has to be done on a regular basis. Like, you got to send an email to your list, or you got to answer customer support. Some of the FTA things that I have, work on certain things. Just daily things that just kind of have to be done, right? And in your core work, those are things that actually move the needle towards your goal. All right, you want to spend at least 3 hours a day on your core work, at least minimum. The more time you spend on your core work, is the faster you're going to get to your goals. The faster things are going to happen for you, the more time you put into your core work. But you don't have to put your whole day. All right, keep these lists, your daily task lists, very short. So do your legend page and do your brain page every morning and your list of things to do. Do your core work. You list 1 to 3 things, no more than 3 things. I would say no more than 2 things for core work every day. And here's the reason why. Because if you do too many things, you'll find that you don't get it done. And it is absolutely imperative. This is absolutely imperative that you focus on 100% execution. That's the only way to make this stuff work. If you don't do 100% execution, meaning you have to finish this list before you go to sleep, no matter what, that's 100% execution. That's how you have to make it work. You write down your core things. Here's what's going to move the needle for me today to get towards these goals that I write down every day. So one of my goals is I want to make $100,000 and pay off my taxes within the next 90 days. Well, how am I going to get to that goal? All right. I'm going to create products and so forth, right? I'm opening a retail shop. Another one of my retail shop is, or another one of my goals is opening a retail store. All right. So in my core work for this particular day, I was focusing on my retail shop work. So, and I had a lot of in-specific things for retail shop work that I had to do. But the more specific you are about the core work, the better it's going to be. The better it is, because the more focused you can get. And here's another thing to help you process these and get through them quicker. Here's how to get this stuff done, so you're not just looking at this list, thinking, oh God, I got so much stuff to do. I'm never going to get it done. Number 1, very few things on the list. Make the list small intentionally. Focus on the 80-20, whereas the 20% that move the needle. And assign time limits to each one. And assign less time than you think it will take. If you think it's going to take an hour to do, give yourself 30 minutes. All right? And that coincides with set radical deadlines. All right? Because it forces you to do it faster. And what's crazy is when you start to do this, you really begin to realize how fast you can accomplish things when you have focused execution. All right? And that's the key thing here. When you put a time limit here, so 30 minutes, 30 minutes to send an email to my list, which is way more time than I actually needed. But for this particular one, I had to find a promo as well. I had to figure out what I was actually going to send about that day because I was focused on other stuff, so I hadn't really decided what I was going to mail. So that's why I gave myself 30 minutes. Usually I give myself 15 minutes to write the email. All right? But for that time period, you're going to get either your phone. You know, this is what the timer on your phone is for, right? You're going to go right there to your timer, and I'm going to put, you know, this is what this is for. This is what your phone is useful for. 30 minutes. Boom. All right. It's going to count down. I got 30 minutes to do that task. Once you do that, you'll find that you'll execute your list. Bam, 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 just like that. You'll go right through all these things, and you'll finish your list for every day. If you do it like that, you give yourself a time limit, give yourself less time than you think that it will take. And even if that makes you uncomfortable, okay, and only you know if you actually go over. Sometimes you're actually going to go over, and that's okay. But what happens usually that I find is 9 times out of 10, it doesn't take you even the time limit you put. So I put 30 minutes here. This actually probably only took me like 15 to 20, maybe 25 minutes. All right, it usually winds up taking you less time because your brain locks in and gets focused. For this timer, I am focused 100% on this. Nothing else in the world exists. Nothing exists for this time. And you have to really live by that. And you have to, everybody that is around you, that interacts with you on a daily basis, you have to let them understand and let them know, hey, when I've got my timer on and I'm finishing a task and it's work time, you have to leave me alone. This is my time to work. I have to be focused 100%. All right? And when you do that, it's much easier to get to that 100% execution. And it is such a good feeling when you finish this checklist. Every day, when you do your list, you put those time limits, you go through those, you really feel like you're moving towards your goals. And you are. And you're able to see over the past, as you start going through, not just by going through this, but also just seeing in your life that things are happening, you'll be able to kind of see your progress as you go along. You say, wow, I've accomplished a lot. And you can see that progress through your pages by going through and reading through them. Every now and then I go back through and I just go through and read through stuff. And it shows me how far along I've gotten. But you'll also just notice in your mind that, wow, I'm really getting stuff done. I'm really, this is really happening. Like I'm really actually moving to my goals and stuff's actually happening. The things that you think are impossible, when you break it down in this manner, it's amazing. It's amazing when you break it down this way and start doing it, because then you're taking action. You're actually doing things, and when you're done with them, gosh, it just feels so good. You know you're on the right way. All right. So that is how to unscrew your time, is to literally track it. And I tell you, this system works so well because I've tried all these other procrastination, task list type stuff, and to me, it just doesn't. It's so hard for me to do most of the time. This is the easiest way that I've seen it done, and it has been so powerful for me because it's like 2 to 3 things that are going to take the next step in my core goal, like the next thing towards my core goal, and then 2 to 3 things that through my FTA work that you have to do every day just to keep the business alive, just to keep things going. All right, simple. Get a time limit next to each, and as you do them, check them off. it can truly unscrew your time. It's really that easy. So this whole process, from A to Z, what I call the gold, can just truly transform you. And I want to invite questions again, because we're kind of nearing the end of the class, and I really want to open up here and get your thoughts and your questions to make sure that everybody's on board, that you understand in your mind that you have a vision and that you have a goal and you have a plan, and that you can see this in your mind, how powerful this can be. If you truly believe it, it can happen for you, you know. And even somebody had some discouraging words on the call, and I think they even realize now that the right way to think about it. Don't tell yourself that you can't do it. Don't ever tell yourself you can't do it. And I am serious. If you tell yourself you can't do it, if you say, you know, I can't do that, you can't. You never will ever be able to do whatever that thing is. Ever. If you say, I can't because of, you'll never do it. So think about that. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say, I can't do this. Instead, say, you know, that sounds pretty cool. I wonder how I can make this happen. And when you do that, and then you say, you know what? That sounds really cool. I'm going to make this happen. I don't care what I got to do. I don't know how to do it. I'm going to make it happen. You figure out how to do it. Your brain just gets in that mode. It gets in that mode to where you start figuring it out. I was able to solve some what I thought was impossible problems through this process, because I was just thinking the wrong way. I couldn't find the solutions for dwelling on the problems, if that makes sense. I was so focused on the problem that I couldn't find the solution. And when you start to think there is no problem, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to freaking buy a car, you know? And let me tell you, I used this process to buy a car. I had not enough money to buy a vehicle. I said, you know what? I'm going to buy a car. I want a new vehicle. I need a new truck. I'm going to do it. And I tell you what, I used this process. I was solid. Nobody stop me. And it was like 3 days later, I had my truck. The truck that I wanted, not just any old truck. It was actually, and this was unbelievable to me, the exact truck I wanted. Just happened to magically. And this is not a one-time instance. Every time that I've applied this, things like that happen. My whole life, since I've started using all this process, has been flowing in that manner, where things just like, it's almost like magically happening. Like, how is this even, you know? But it's because of your mindset. It really is the way you think. It really is what you think about turns into what happens, because you subconsciously carry that out. And now with a plan and with your guidance here, you can literally physically carry out those thoughts. You have a system to where you could take, you know what, I want to do this. Now you can go through this process and break it down, and break down the goal, and break it down into steps, into daily tasks, where you can actually achieve it, and you can actually believe you can achieve it, and you can actually do it. And so I just can't tell you how incredible this can change your life. So let me give you access to a Facebook group of mine, where you can follow up. And I'm just going to have to go over here and find it, because I didn't have it pulled up to begin with. It's called Kicking It with Kennedy. Oh, Willie Crawford. He's a legend. Let's see. Come on. I hate to open up Facebook on this thing. Why is it taking so long? Well, it's a group called Kicking It with Kennedy. And my faithful there. This is the group, facebook.com/groups/kicking it with Kennedy. And I'll post the link right here. You can join me in that group and ask questions. Free group. It's just there for helping people, really. And come in there if you have follow-up questions, anything like that. Let me know. I'm here to help you. And I'm going to post in the group. Wait, no, I can't do that. I don't need to post anything in the group, do I? You already have the how to get to that. All right. Yeah. Get yourself in the group. I will approve you, and you can ask questions there. I'll be happy to help you. Now, remember, a lot of people charge a monthly fee for that kind of thing. And I do have a paid group, too, where people pay me a monthly fee to be in that group. But, since you got access to this tonight, I really want to help you. And I'm kind of changing up my game, and I'm getting a lot more serious about the things that I'm sharing with people and teaching people, and really trying to break through and get this message across that this is what you need to be doing. This is how to get past things in your life and to get on the right track. But I want you to join me there in that group. Again, Kicking It with Kennedy. I posted the link there. I want you to join me there for free so you can ask follow-up questions. I don't want to just leave you hanging after this call because I have lots of resources for you, okay? If you need more resources on how to create and launch a product or how to create a product and get it out there, the detailed, specific stuff, like, for example, I have this launch process. She was asking earlier if I could get to the nitty-gritty details of this stuff. I have this stuff in place, all right? Here's a checklist of the launch process. I have a course that walks you through from A to Z on how to create info products and sell them, every little aspect. I will actually give you access to that for free if you let me know. Hit me up, PM me, or post in the group or something, and just, I will give you that course for free so you can so that'll help you with the technical hurdles and that kind of stuff too. So you don't feel like you were just left with overview. This is not overview stuff. This is the real deal. I mean, really life-changing. So I'm not hearing a lot of questions here. I'm not seeing a lot of questions. I'm going to take that as a sign that I've answered most of your questions, and ask that if you have any more questions, we go ahead and have them now so we can wrap this up. I don't want to keep everybody. I know you got other things to be doing. But let me know, did you have any more questions? Did you feel satisfied? What other things concern you, that kind of stuff? Because at the end of the day, again, it's not about the methods. It's not about the shiny stuff that everybody's pitching you and telling you, you need to do affiliate marketing, you need to do that and this and that and the other. Really, it's about getting your mind right and getting your mind on being a creator and selling products, and taking on after that. Once you get your mind right, everything else gets in place, and it's just kind of crazy how that happens. So I'm not seeing any more questions coming in, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Just giving a couple more minutes, just in case. But when it comes to having a business online, it's quite simple. You don't have a business if you don't have a product to sell. If your whole business revolves around selling affiliate products, that's not a business. You're working for somebody else, all right? And you're getting gypped in the process if that's all you're doing is affiliate marketing. Now, reversal, products first, then affiliate marketing, damn good. dang good. Sorry, excuse me, dang good. And I do that tremendously, and it works great. But not the other way around. So you're not a business if that's all you're doing is affiliate marketing, or try to or network marketing or MLM. The MLM companies like to say, or network marketing companies like to say, have your own business kind of thing. That is not your business. All right. That is you building somebody else's business. You're still an employee of this company. You're just paid differently than an hourly wage. All right. You're paid commission. You might as well think of it that way. You need to have your own product, your own asset that you can give out to the world. And some people might say, well, I could do services for local business. And trust me, that's highly profitable too. Gosh, you can make a ton of money selling services. All right. If you have skills are awesome. And if you don't have a product right off the bat and you need money fast online, you can start out with a service. Well, the problem is the service is not scalable because it relies on your time. And the only way to scale it is to hire people to fulfill that service or to automate that particular service through software. If you can do that, you can make a lot of money. ClickFunnels, for example, gosh, they make millions and I want to say hundreds of millions. I'm pretty sure, and it's because they automated the process. They're providing a service, but it's a software service. It doesn't rely on your time. So in a service, you can scale it that way, but in reality, you're going to want to find a product. You're going to want to make a product, because a product is units, and you can scale units to infinity, right? You could sell 10,000 products in a day, but you can't spend 10,000 hours on a project. So you just kind of think of it in that regard. Sorry, I got a message. Was that? That's funny. Ted actually just PM'd me on Facebook. It caught my attention because my phone was sitting right here. Thanks for showing up, Ted. That's cool. And yeah, I'll send it to you. But you got to get into that mindset to create things that you can sell in units of stuff, because you can scale that to infinity. All right, so get out of the mindset of affiliate marketing, network marketing, promoting other stuff. Creating. You need to be a creator and producing, teaching value, and it's that simple. So I guess I'm going to leave you guys here with that thought. If you have any more questions, go into the Facebook group. I am ready to help you. All right, and I may not be able to respond instantly, but I will. When I see posts in my group, I always respond to them. All right, so make sure to get in there and be active, because I really want to see you change your life. And the people that are on this call right now, and I even recognize several of the names, I know you've been with me for a while, and you've been struggling, and you've seen me teach some of this information before. You haven't seen me teach all of this information for sure, but especially with the product creation part, you've seen me teach that stuff before. And honestly, there's a reason I do that, because it's the way to go. And if you just get on board with that and do it, and quit giving yourself excuses of why you can't do it, and quit looking at it as some overwhelming thing. When you write stuff down, things stop being overwhelming. They really do. When you write things down, and that took a long time for me to figure out, because I hate to write crap down. I am not a pen and paper person. I'm just not. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to write stuff down. So it was really hard for me in the beginning to get in the habit to doing that. And that's why the X's on the calendar help, because it helps me keep track of making sure I do that. If I don't do if I don't do this for today, then I don't get the X on the calendar. And that really screws up your mindset, because you're breaking the chain on your calendar of X's, and it makes you think, wow, I'm screwing up because I'm not going after my goals. I'm not achieving the steps I need to take to get to my goal. And that's what happens when you break that chain. You break your focus. You break that path to your goal. And so having all this stuff in place works together as an ecosystem to keep you going and keep you motivated and keep you on track, because it's a multi-part process. It's not just, it can be very overwhelming if you don't write it down and if you don't systematize it. It's very overwhelming if you don't do that. But when you write it down in the way that I've showed you, it's easy to every morning. Again, I got to go through it real quick. Every morning, go through your legend page where you're writing down your main goals for each category: health, family, wealth, work, personal, relationship. Your number one goal for each one of those, which you figured out earlier from writing a whole page worth of goals and selecting one of them, right? And then write down the 5 things that you're thankful for right under that. It will remind you to be thankful, and you'll feel good that morning. So the first thing that you do in the morning is, boom, you're zeroed in on your goals. You're focused in on your goals the first thing of the day. All right, and that's imperative that your mind get in that mindset, because otherwise you're going to get distracted with everything else, and you're not going to get your X for the day on your calendar because you got distracted, and your goals are not going to get achieved because you didn't do this and you got off track. You do this every day, your goals are clear every morning. Oh yeah. Health, I want to do this. I want to lose 20 pounds. Family, wealth, I want to make the $100,000. Okay. And every day when you write that down, you're reminded of that. Your brain is on that track of mind again. You're back on that frequency. Your brain is thinking about how to overcome the problems to get to that goal. And then the being thankful, the writing down the 5 things that you're thankful for, reminds you it makes you feel good in the morning. It makes you feel good. It's like, you know what? I can feel like crap because I got this wrong. You could do that, which is what most people do every day. They wake up, they're cranky, they're like, oh God, I gotta go to work today. Freaking hate, oh my goodness, it's raining outside and it's hot and I gotta go take a shower and I gotta, that's how the majority of people wake up in the morning. And that's why they have a craptacular day every day. That's why their life always sucks. And that's why they can't ever get anything done, is because that's how they wake up. And if you wake up like that, that is why you are in the gutter. And this is how to change that. This is how to get yourself out of the gutter. I'm telling you, having that thankfulness changes your life completely. Just write it. Even if you didn't do the other stuff, at least write down every day what you're thankful for, because that will remind you to be thankful for it. That alone is extremely powerful in helping you receiving, because when you're thankful for things, you start giving and you'll start receiving. And then a quote to get you inspired. You're already feeling inspired, but your favorite quote reminds you. And this is, again, on a daily basis. It has to be daily to drive it into your head, to make it a habit. And you'll find the most successful people on the planet, Bill Gates, guys like that, big time freaking big dogs. This is the stuff that they do. They have done this kind of thing daily, and they have trained their brain and trained their mind and trained themselves to be machines of execution. To stay focused, your mind is always on your goals. You're always working on execution. You're always thankful for everything you have. And fuck everybody else and everything else that is negative and is stopping you and is in your way. Screw it all. Purge. All right? Your mind is on this and this alone. And the people that are making billions of dollars, this is what they do. All right? This is how to unscrew yourself. And the next major moves, next big moves, okay? Writing those down keeps you in line. Okay, what's the next major thing I need to get to accomplish this goal? All right? And every day you're doing these things, and every day you're staying on track. That's the only way to stay on track. And then, of course, your task list, so you can actually execute. Because this side is all about getting your head right every morning. You get your head right, and you can't do your task list until your head's right. is that you're going to do your task list wrong if you don't get your head right first. All right, if you skip this part and go straight to the task list, you're going to write down the wrong tasks to do for that day. I can tell you that from experience. All right, when you do this, your head's in the right space. Bam, you can write out the right tasks, the best, most effective tasks, because your brain gets in that zone. Your brain gets, and I can tell you how many times that I've done, and not very many, I can assure you, where I didn't write my legend page out, and I just totally screwed up my day. Totally screwed up my day. It's always a bad day, almost, when I don't do that. And so when I do it, though, it's like freaking magic. It gets me in the right mindset. It makes me feel good. Makes me ready to go. And then I write down and I knew exactly what my tasks are. Once you go through this, you know exactly what tasks you need to do. You know, they're just right at the forefront of your mind. You write them down, and boom, you go and execute, and you're that much faster towards your goal. And I'm telling you, you can knock out big, hairy, freaking nasty, crazy goals super, super fast. I'm talking about something you think might take months. Even, you know, something that might take months could literally take you days. Even, you know, week, maybe, days, weeks. But you would normally think would take you months. You follow this, it happens so much faster. So I'm all excited again. I got hyped up and I'm rambling. But I tell you, please take this stuff to heart. I know it sounds simple. Somebody said it didn't feel like they was taking it to heart too much. And hopefully I was able to readjust a little bit to help them see. But please take this stuff seriously. It has absolutely changed my life. It has changed so many people's lives that I know. And I'm going to let you go with that. We're running on awfully long. This is like almost 3 hours now. Gosh. And we'll wrap it up. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming out here and spending your time with me, especially the people that are still here. Oh, I truly appreciate you. Thank you, Ted. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm dead serious, y'all. Get on board with this stuff. All right, we're going to call it a night. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the... Do I have a stop recording button? That one. And that one. And we're going to wrap it up. Any more questions? We got like 10 seconds for any questions. I'll stay here as long as you want. If you have questions. For the next 10 seconds, though. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. Thanks. And again, take this to heart. Appreciate you coming out. We'll see you again real soon. Bye.